Hey everybody, David here. As you can tell probably by my hair that it's been a pretty long day for me, but it was a great day. It was a great and productive day for me today. Not just out at the office, but with my brothers in Christ. I got to spend some good quality time with them. I did have some good successes at work, and then I got to spend a significant amount of time with my boys tonight, and just really enjoyed that. And it caused me to think about a book, just a powerful book by a rabbi named Daniel Lapin, and it's called Thou Shalt Prosper. And by the way, if any of you are not involved in getting audiobooks, I mean, you are so missing out. Audiobooks are the way to go right now, especially if you live in San Diego or a place with traffic and you're sitting in your car. You shouldn't be listening to music or sports talk radio, or even talk radio and putting all that crap in your brain. Get audiobooks and fill your brain with knowledge and wisdom and understanding. But back to my point, I was reading this book or listening to this book, Thou Shalt Prosper by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. And I'm not going to say the story exactly the way it is because I don't have the book in front of me. But he talks about the power of why, of your why, and how important it is to have why you are doing something. Because it will push you to levels that you can't go to without it. He tells the story about this old man that gets gets taken captive by this enemy army, and the gentleman, I'm just going to say, he's probably 70 years old, and they put him into slavery work. They put him in this room, and they think they're going to torture him. And they, one of those big wheels, one of those big grinding wheels, they put him on one of those, and he has to go around in circles and around in circles and around in circles, day after day, hour after hour. But the soldiers noticed something. They walked into the room, and he would have a smile on his face. He'd have a great attitude. And they just were baffled by it. Why is this guy so happy? Or why does this guy have such a good attitude? And he pushed that wheel over and over and over again. And so the soldiers came up to him one day and they said, "Hey, slave, why are you so happy? Why are you in such a good mood and have such a good attitude? You're supposed to be doing slave labor right now." And the old man stopped for a second and looked at them and said, "Well, because I know that as hard as this is, it's running an irrigation pump that is feeding water down to a farm down the way. And that farm is generating food, and people are being able to eat good, nourishing food based on the water that I'm pumping with this wheel." And the soldiers, they didn't even know what this guy's crazy. He's lost it. They look at him and say, "What are you talking about? There's no pump. There's no water. There's no irrigation system. You're crazy." And they turned around and they laughed, and the old man stopped, watched them leave, got a smile on his face, and he started walking again and pushing the wheel. So the next day they came back and they said, "Why do you have a good attitude? We told you that you're not pumping any water to any farm. What are you talking about? What's keeping you going?" And the old man stopped and he looked at them with a smirk on his face and said, "As hard as this is on me, they're outside these walls. I'm operating a system that's causing a wheel and a crank to turn, and there's kids on a swing, and there's kids on a Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round, and my pushing this wheel is allowing them to have fun and enjoy life." And the guys just looked at each other again and said, "This is crazy. You are nuts, man. There is no wheel. There's no Ferris wheel. There's no kids out there playing. Nothing that you're doing whatsoever is helping anyone." And he looked at them, and the soldier, figuring out a way to break him, because to this point they couldn't break him, grabs him, takes him outside of the walls of his cell, and shows him, "Look, slave, you are doing nothing. Nothing you have been working on has produced anything. There's no kids playing. There's no farms being fed. Everything you are doing is for nothing." And the old man looked at them, took his last breath, and he died. Now, you could see that story in a lot of different ways. That could cause a lot of different thoughts. I just want to point out that when the old man had a reason for why he was doing what he was doing, he was able to face the hardship, no matter how hard and mundane and difficult it was, because he believed that with all his heart, that his hardship was producing good in another area or for other people. And that why was what kept him going. Unfortunately, the soldiers knew that, and they stripped him of his why. Don't let anybody strip you of your why, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how difficult life can be. Whether you're raising your children and that's tough, whether you're working and you're dealing with difficult people at work, that's tough, or whatever organization you're part of and the trials and tribulations you're facing, don't let those strip you of your why. Give yourself the power of that why and know it beyond a shadow of a doubt so that you can face everything with the power of your why. I hope that helps somebody out there tonight. God bless.